Good afternoon, my dear students. Let me welcome you today in a new session of Grade 5 Science. And we are going to learn a new topic, that is vertebrates. And vertebrates, it doesn't sound new to you as definition is already learnt in Grade 4. But today we are going to describe its classes along with its distinguishing characteristics and examples. Moving on to the topic. Moving on to our text content, let me go for short revision of Grade 4. What had we learnt is, what are vertebrates? The animals with backbones are called vertebrates. That's what we learnt in Grade 4, right? And the animals without backbones were known as invertebrates. Vertebrates are divided into 5 classes, whereas invertebrates divided into 9 phylums was also taught. Now, today in this chapter, what we are going to learn is, we are going to learn about the 5 classes of vertebrates along with their characteristics and examples as well. Vertebrates, if they are divided into 5 classes, then what are they? First one, Pisces. Second one, Amphibia. Third, Reptilia. Fourth, Apes. And fifth one, it's Mammalia. These are the classes of vertebrates, and every classes of vertebrates, they have their distinguishing characteristics. So let's move on to the first classes of vertebrates, that is Pisces. As you can see here, Pisces, it is the first class of vertebrates. So what sort of animals are included in Pisces then? In this group of vertebrates, the aquatic animals lies in the class Pisces of vertebrates. What are aquatic? The animals that are found in water, that live in water. These animals fall under the class Pisces of vertebrates. They have streamlined body and their body is boat shaped. So why is it so? It helps them to control the resistance of water so that they can swim easily in water. Also, they have fins. They have paired or unpaired fins that helps them to swim in water. In the similar way, the body is divided into head, trunk and tail. Head, trunk and tail. Similarly, the animals of this group, of this class, as they are found in water, they breathe through gills. They have gills for breathing. And they also lay eggs in water. That is, they lay eggs to give birth to their young ones. So they are oviparous animals, because the animals that lay eggs are called oviparous animals. Also, they are cold-blooded animals as well. What are cold-blooded animals? Is this term new to you? Okay, if it's new to you, then let me tell you, the animals that can change the body temperature according to the change in the environment are called cold-blooded animals. So, what we can say is, the animals of this class, they can change the temperature of their body according to the change in the surrounding, according to the change in the temperature of a surrounding. Then, what might be the examples? Let's move on to the examples like shark, seahorse, flying fish, goldfish, carp is also a kind of fish. So all the kinds of fishes, they are included in the class Pisces. In the similar way, when moving to the next class of vertebrates, that is Amphibia. The animals that fall on this class are called amphibians. What are amphibians then? The animals that live both on land as well as in water are called amphibians. That is, they spend some part of their life on land, whereas some part of their life in water. And their body is divided into head and trunk. whereas some of them they have tails as well, like salamander, but neck is missing. In the similar way, they breathe through lungs on land and through skin and gills whenever they are in water. Let's take the example of tadpoles. Tadpoles, what are tadpoles? The baby of frog are called tadpoles, right? So, tadpoles, when they are inside the water, they breathe through gills. And a well-developed frog, whenever it is inside the water, it breathes with the help of skin and gills, but outside of the water or whenever it is on the land, it breathes with the help of lungs. So, we can say that some of the animals, they breathe through lungs whenever they are on land and through gills whenever they are inside the water. In the similar way, their body is covered with moist skin. The animals of this class, their body is covered with moist skin, and they have hind limbs and forelimbs for movement. To move here and there, they have forelimbs and hind limbs, but their forelimbs are longer than hind limbs. Also, they have sticky tongue, something that sticks very easily. For what they have sticky tongue? To catch their prey, they have sticky tongue. Whenever something comes in front of them, and if it's their food, they just take out their tongue and that gets stick to their tongue very easily, so that they can catch their prey with the help of their sticky tongue. In the similar way, the animals of this group are also oviparous. They give birth to the young ones by laying eggs, and also they are cold-blooded animals. They can easily change the temperature of their body according to the temperature of the surrounding. And the example of animals of this group includes frog, toad, salamander, etc. I hope you are getting me. If there is any confusion, I will obviously repeat. I will obviously go for a short revision at the end of the class also. Okay, so that you can note down the important points also. Then, moving on to the third class, that is Reptilia. Reptilia, the animals that falls on this class are called reptiles. What are reptiles? The animals that crawl or creep on the land or on the walls are called reptiles. These animals are found either crawling on the ground or creeping on the walls, and the body is rough, dry and scaly. Similarly, they breathe through lungs. They have lungs for breathing. As we have discussed, in Pisces, the animals breathe through gills. In amphibians, some of them they breathe through lungs, whereas some of them they breathe through gills. Whenever they are in their young stage, they breathe through gills, and at an adult stage, they breathe through lungs. But the animals that fall in Reptilia, they breathe through lungs. In the similar way, the body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Neck is also included. They have head, neck, trunk as well as tail. Similarly, they have paired forelimbs and hind limbs for movement. The animals of this group also have forelimbs and hind limbs for movement. In the similar way, they are also oviparous animals. They give birth by laying eggs. Reptiles also, they lay eggs. And the same point that we have already discussed in Pisces and Amphibia as well, in the similar way, the animals, the reptiles are also cold-blooded animals. they can also change the temperature of their body. Here reptiles also, some of them they crawl on the land, whereas some of them they are aquatic as well. Some of the reptiles are found in water as well. So the example of reptiles include snake. Have you seen a snake crawling? Yes. And water snake is also there. So snakes, some of them they are aquatic, some of them they are terrestrial as well, some of them they are found on land, and some of them are found in water. In the similar way, crocodile, lizard, etc. are the examples of animals that fall on this class. Are you getting me? Okay, we have already discussed 3 classes. Among them, what point did you found common in all of these 3 classes? Can you say? Well, let me tell you. Here, Pisces, Amphibia and Reptilia. 3 of them, they are oviparous animals. Yes? All the animals of those classes, they lay eggs to give birth to their young ones. In the similar way, Pisces cold-blooded, amphibians cold-blooded, reptiles also cold-blooded. So that is also the next common point. These are the common points in all these 3 classes. But if we go for respiration process, that is breathing, then Pisces they breathe through gills, amphibians sometimes they breathe through lungs, sometimes they breathe through gills. That is, in their young stage they breathe through gills, and at an adult stage they breathe through lungs. In the similar way, reptiles they breathe through lungs. That's what we have discussed till now. Pisces they have fins that helps them for movement, and amphibians they have hind limbs and forelimbs for movement. In the similar way, reptiles also they do have forelimbs and hind limbs for movement. Okay, that's what we have discussed till now. And now apes. Let's move to apes. Next class, that is apes. Can you guess what sort of animals can be included in apes? Do you have any idea? Okay, let me give you a clue. Okay, they fly in the air. The animals of this class they fly in the air. Now, can you guess what sort of animals? If they fly in the air, that means obviously they are birds. Yes? Yes, you are correct. The birds, they fall in the class apes. So, let's discuss. You can just think of the birds and then you can go on writing the characteristics. Okay? Now, so they fly in the air. First characteristics. Second, the body is covered with feathers. Birds, they have feathers, yes? And what helps them to fly in the air then? They have wings to fly in the sky, to fly in the air. 3 characters, very easy, yes? They fly in the air. To fly, wings help them. The body is covered with feathers. And what sort of feathers they have then? They have waterproof feathers. Their feathers do not soak the water. Okay, so their feathers is waterproof. In the similar way, they have a streamlined body. Streamlined body also helps them to fly in the air. And they have hollow bones or light body. Hollow bones and light body is also next thing that helps them to fly easily in the air. And next is, the body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail also. And I told you they fly in the air. Then penguin, ostrich, kiwi. Can you think of them? Can they fly? No, they cannot. They are flightless birds, yes? Then in which class can we keep them then, if they can't fly? But don't get confused, they are also kept in the same class, that is apes only, because they are also birds and their body is covered with feathers. Although they cannot fly for a longer distance, they can fly for a shorter. Yes? And they do have legs for walking also, and also beaks to catch the food they eat. So, and apes, how do they breathe? They have air sacs in their body, as well as they breathe through lungs. Okay, they have air sacs in their body and they also breathe through lungs. So, birds, are they oviparous or viviparous? Think of the crow or think of the hen only. Do they lay eggs? Yes, they do. They lay eggs and they take care of their eggs also. They keep the eggs warm until they hatch out. Yes? So, that means if they lay eggs, then what are they? Of course, they are oviparous animals. They lay eggs. What about warm-blooded or cold-blooded then? Okay, up to here, the three classes we discussed, all those three classes, all the animals of those three classes were cold-blooded. But the animals of this class, that is apes, they are warm-blooded animals. They are not cold-blooded, they are warm-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals are those that can change the temperature of their body according to the temperature of the surrounding. But warm-blooded are those, they cannot change the temperature of their body. So, the animals of apes class also, they are warm-blooded as they cannot change the temperature according to the change in the surrounding. Hope you are getting me well. And next point is they have claws as well. They have claws as well as beaks. As I told, beaks help them to catch the food or to consume the food. So, let's go for the examples. Very easy examples. The birds are included in apes. If we say so, then you can go for the names of birds, that is parrot, pigeon, ostrich, etc. All the birds are included in the class apes. Now, moving on to the last class, that is Mammalia. What are mammals? The animals that directly give birth to the young ones, that is without laying eggs, are called mammals. Yes, we have discussed it. Then, what sort of features do they have? First one is they live on land. But there is an exception, okay? Exception in case of dolphin and whale. Do they live on land? Dolphin and whale, are they aquatic or terrestrial animals? Dolphin and whale, they are found in water, so they are aquatic animals. So, besides dolphin and whale, other mammals, they live on land. Similarly, their body is covered with hair. Their body is covered with hair. And they have mammary glands. What are mammary glands? The glands that help to produce milk is called mammary glands. So, obviously the function of mammary glands is to produce milk. So, mammals, they have mammary glands. And the body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Okay? The body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Also, how do they breathe then? They breathe through lungs. They breathe through their lungs. And they are oviparous or viviparous. Whether they lay eggs or they give birth to the young ones directly. Mammals, if they have mammary glands, if they suckle the milk from the young ones, then they also give birth to the young ones directly without laying eggs. we can take the example of human beings only. Human beings are also counted as mammals. They give birth to the young ones directly, isn't it? Yes. So that mammals, they are viviparous animals. And next is warm-blooded animals. Can we change our body temperature ourselves? No. If we could, then whenever it's very cold day, we would make ourselves warm by changing the temperature. Yes? So, as we cannot change the temperature of our body, we are warm-blooded animals. We cannot change the temperature of our body according to the change in the temperature of surrounding. So, we are warm-blooded animals. And as I told, mammals have mammary glands. They suckle their young ones with milk. The females, they give birth to their young ones. So, what might be the example then? The example of this group includes human beings, ourselves, dolphin, as I told in exceptional case, dolphin and whale, although they are aquatic, they are also mammals. Bat are also mammals. Okay. This brings to the end of the chapter, but as I have promised you to revise it at the end, let me go for revision, a short revision, okay? Vertebrates. The animals with backbone are vertebrates. They are divided into 5 classes: Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Apes and Mammalia. Then we have also already discussed the characteristics. Let me go for main points. Pisces, Amphibia and Reptilia and Apes, they all are oviparous animals. They reproduce by laying eggs. In the similar way, Pisces, Amphibia and Reptilia, they are cold-blooded animals, and Pisces, aquatic, they are found in water. Amphibia, both on land as well as in water. Reptilia, some of them they are aquatic, but mostly they are terrestrial. Apes, they fly in the sky. Mammals, except whale and dolphin, they are terrestrial. So, and for movement, they have fins, they have hind limbs and forelimbs for movement. They do also have forelimbs and hind limbs for movement. They have wings to fly. They do also have legs to walk, and they have legs to walk. So, this is the revision. Now, I have some of the name of the animals here, and if I take the name of the animals, now I guess you can easily classify them in these topics. I have carp here. As I told you, carp is also a kind of fish. So, where does it lie? Can you say? Carp. As they are aquatic, it lies in the class Pisces. Then, next one, snake. Where does it lie? In which class? Can you tell me? Snake, as it crawls, it lies in the class Reptilia. Penguin, what is it? It is a bird, and I have already given you very easy hint that all the birds, they lie in the class Apes. So, penguin also lies in the class Apes. Next, I have frog over here. Frog, it lives both on land as well as in water. So that, in which class does it lie? It lies in the class Amphibia. Whale, it's an exceptional case in mammals. Yes, whale, it lies in the class Mammalia. So, in the similar way, you can also classify the animals as I have done. If you go on revising these characteristics, you can easily go for classifying the animals according to their classes. So, this much for today. Let me end today's class. We will obviously meet next day in next class. Thank you.